Hi guys, how
What's
are we
up?
today? We have our girl back live and well. So as you can see by the title of this video, we're going to be doing kind of like a get ready with us type of video, but we're also going to be addressing how our first semester of college went. I am a freshman this year. I just finished my first semester at Stonehill College. I'm in the graduating class of 2022 and I'm a bio major as of right now.
I'm also a freshman. I finished my first semester at Dean College. My major is musical theater and I am in the graduating class of 2022 as well.
The goal is to stay in that graduating class, but we'll see. So we actually just got back from getting Dunkin's and doing some other errands. Really good coffee. So now we're just gonna get started on putting my primer on right now. Next I'm using is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation in the shade Medium Light Sand. I visited her college once, and what's interesting is I actually do the musical theater performances at my college. We recently just did Little Shop of Horrors. I kind of played the role of everything. It hasn't changed. Our director that we have at Stonehill College, it was a previous director at Dean College, so we kind of took him away. The choreographer for our musicals is the choreographer teacher at Dean College, so we kind of took her too. And then some of the students actually helped the choreographer in, like, I think coming up with the dance. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, we take some Dean students while we're at it. We just kind of like take all of Dean's dance.
Yeah,
in,
and
like,
I knew
theater.
the girl who helped with like choreography or whatever, and she came up to me one day and she was like,
"Do you know anyone from Stonehill?"
and I go, "Yeah, my friend Felicia goes there," and she goes,
"Oh, well, she told me to say hi to you."
like, that's so funny. Like, how is this happening?
On my day of audition, the choreographer was there to, like, you know, teach us a little something to see how we dance, and that student was there. I saw on her shirt that it said like Dean College, and I was like, oh my God. So I went over and I asked her if she knew a girl named Olivia and I. She just finished orientation at Dean College. She's a freshman, and I wondered if she had met her yet. And she said, no, not yet. And I was like, okay, well, when you do, can you say hi to her from me? And she said, okay. So that was really neat. But sorry I take all of your teachers and professors and choreographers and directors and students.
Okay, I suppose.
Now we're going to start answering some questions. So the first question is being a dorm or a commuter. I am a commuter. I personally could not afford living in a dorm for freshman year. Going to school with room and board is over $61,000 a year. So it's a little pricey because I really wanted to, you know, get the full college experience as a freshman, but it's okay, you know, we live and we learn and we work with it. Olivia lives at Dean College. I couldn't really explain to you where because when I drove there was like 7 different buildings, so I couldn't tell you.
I live on like the other side, like, of the whole entire like campus, which is so annoying because like when you have an 8 a.m. and then you have to go to your classes, you have to have like a 10-minute walk to your class. I'm living with it. It's one of the better dorms at my school because we're gonna tell you a little story. There is a lovely dorm hall called Beret. By us at Dean, we call it Baratchet because it is the worst dorm you could live in at that school. So all the freshman dorms go by like your GPA. Beret is like lowest GPA. Then it goes to Jones, which is the one that I'm in. Then it goes Ewan and Wallace, or the other way around.
The next question, like what life is like as a dorm student at Dean College.
Living on campus is definitely an experience because you're going to be around the same people ever. A lot of shit goes down. A lot of drama goes on, which is very unfortunate. You get the tea on.
Oh, I believe it. I drew a flower, guys.
I love that for her. There's a lot of drama that you get put into or that you just hear about in general. The upside is that you get to see your friends every day, your close friends, get to make plans, go out. There's a shuttle at the school that you can use and you can go to different like plazas, go to the Patriots place, which is really cool. You get your own fridge, like you get your own little common area. The one thing that's really frustrating though about living on campus is
The laundry situation.
I cannot stress enough how stressful it is to do your laundry. And you have to use an app. So last year they used laundry cards, but this year they have this new system where you get an app on your phone and you put money in through that app and then you use
So you have to pay for laundry?
It's $1.50 to wash and $1.50 to dry.
I'm a commuter. I don't live on campus, but I have crashed at my friends' dorms often because it's difficult. It's about an hour drive on a good day. On a good day, it's an hour there and an hour back, so 2 hours a day. Because I'm heading towards Boston in the morning. There's, you know, the morning traffic, the morning commute, because everyone's going to work and stuff like that. So I would have to be up very early in the morning, get dressed, get ready, go to school. And I would be at school all day long. I would be at school starting from 7:30 in the morning to roughly 11 o'clock at night because I was doing theater at the time. Gas here is expensive. When I started school, it was $2.71. If you are a commuter, I would highly recommend that you
Make friends.
make friends that live in dorms. When I had my orientation for school over the summer, I thought I was going to be dorming. Like at the time, like it was a given, I was going to probably be dorming. And I made a very good friend of mine, her name is Abby, and we were in the same orientation group. And we got along like just like that. We both had a love for theater. We had a lot of good similarities. So we became really good friends. Then when things changed and I wasn't going to be dorming anymore, we were both pretty bummed because we were going to assign each other as roommates at the time. So make really good friends so that way you know, like if you ever get so exhausted to the point where you just can't drive, like you'll have a place to stay for the time being. Obviously, I try not to sleep over their dorm rooms too much because I am a commuting student and I don't want to, I guess, call it like overstaying my welcome, and because I don't want res life to get involved and like question me as to why I'm there when I don't live there. So that's my number one tip as if you are a commuter, like have good friends that are willing to let you crash and stuff like that. Commuting life has been a big challenge for me this year, especially because I am a science major. If you're a science major, business major, I think law is another big one. If you are any three of those majors, being a commuter as one of those majors is extremely difficult. Life as a commuter has also been difficult socially because, like Olivia was saying, like you always have your friends close by, you can always be a part of everything, and as a commuter, you kind of don't get that. And
sometimes it's a good thing though.
Yeah, I get it.
So much shit goes on like behind the scenes, and it's so like you don't want to be a part of it, and then you end up being a part of it.
I agree with Olivia on that because there has been some tea at my school. Obviously, this year has been a very hard year for me, and that will be like a whole nother story for you guys. But school has been my biggest challenge with, you know, trying to eat enough, trying to sleep enough, trying to, you know, have a social life. Yeah, I talked to my friends on campus because I would see them on campus and hang out with them. But as for like Olivia and my friend Destiny and even my boyfriend and stuff like that, granted he's in the military and he couldn't talk as much anyway, I really didn't talk to my other friends a lot because I had no other social life. It was school, do stuff, come home, sleep. That's literally all I had time for.
I'm going through the same thing. Like, we're all so busy. There's, like, no time to do anything.
So I have a really good friend group. I'm really happy that they're very understanding, kind of like, because they honestly wished I was dorming. And I know that they do, because they tell me all the time, like, you really just need to, like, live here part-time. And I was like, no, actually. I'm trying. Life as a commuter, it has not been the easiest thing. So I would really, like, yes, you'll save a lot of money that way as a commuter. Like, you won't have to pay for room and board and the meal plan and everything. You do save a lot of money. At what cost, honestly? Because you sacrifice your sleep, you sacrifice your social life, you sacrifice your emotional stability. Like, you sacrifice a lot to save money. Really think about it, and if you don't really have that choice, like if you just can't afford it, then I completely understand that because that's where I was this year. So our next question is what a normal day at college is like.
Last semester, I had 8 a.m.s from Monday through Friday.
Which sucked.
I would wake up, I wouldn't change. I go to my first class in my PJs because it wasn't like an acting class. It was like my math class. The time in between that I'd have before my second class, I'd go have breakfast and then I would change quickly or just stay in my PJs for my next classes. Then I'd have like 3 hours until my third class of the day, so I'd take a nap, go have lunch, change. Because usually at that time I would have to change because I had a night dance class, so I would change to my dance clothes so I would have them on. For the show that I was in Footloose at my college as girl number 2, kids ensemble, and country twin. So I would go to rehearsals. Weekends are a lot of fun. I hang out with my girlfriends. Sometimes we go out to like Patriots Place or we go out to dinner. That's like the day in the life of
Olivia
someone
and
who lives campus.
Just to recap, I just filled in my brows. I used Anastasia's Brow Powder Duo. I have the Granite one. As for me, like as a commuter, I also had 8 a.m.s. I think there was only one day a week I did not have 8 a.m.s. Mondays were my latest days. My first class would be at 1 o'clock, so I actually didn't have to be at school, and I would try to be at school by 12:30, so I didn't have to get up as early, which was great. And then my other day of the week was Wednesdays. I was taking General Chemistry 1, and the way my class for Gen Chem was set up, it was at 8 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it was at 10:30 on Wednesdays, so I could get up at 8 to be at school by then. On a weekly basis, no matter what time my classes are, I would get up, get ready, trying to start having like granola bars every morning or like a protein bar or fruit or something in the morning. Before I started seeing a nutritionist on campus, and the nutritionist on campus is actually free, it's included in your tuition. Like, there would be like days in a row I would not eat, especially since I would get home so late. I just wasn't in the mood to eat anything, which is not healthy. I do not recommend that at all. It could have serious health complications, so I would not recommend you going days without eating. So I started seeing a health nutritionist on campus, and she said, like, since I'm always on the go and I'm a commuter and it doesn't help that I don't have time to go get breakfast, to just pack a granola bar or like a fruit snack or something in my bag to keep me going for at least a few hours until I had time to get something to eat, because I had labs a lot of the days out of the week. So I didn't have time to eat, and I couldn't eat in those classes because it's a lab class. I would be in classes straight through. I did not have a break in between my classes up until 5:30. After that, I would get dinner with my friends. After dinner, usually we would hang out for a little bit, then I would go home. But when theater was a thing, and theater started first week of September and it ran all the way until Thanksgiving break. After dinner, I would have to go right to rehearsals, and some days I wouldn't have time for dinner. I would just have to pack something and go to rehearsals. And rehearsals would be usually from 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock at night. We wouldn't be done until 10:45. By the time I got home, it would be midnight or like 12:15. I would throw something in my bag for the next morning, do homework. And catching up on homework has been such a challenge for me this year. Like, usually I would always be ahead. Like in high school, I was always ahead. Like, I would have the next 2 weeks worth of homework done. I thought I would be able to be ahead of the game. Obviously, I was completely wrong, because it was just so hard to keep up, let alone be ahead. There was maybe 1 week out of this entire semester that I was actually ahead on homework. So yeah, I would get home by 12:15, do homework, go to bed by 1:32 in the morning, to then be up early in the morning the next day for my AM class. And I did that every single day, 7 days a week. All of my classes had weekly quizzes. So I would have a quiz every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for my first class that day. Usually what it was like for me. And then once the show was over, after I would have dinner with my friends, I would stick around for a little bit and then go home. And that's when I started having more time to get like some homework done and everything, which was really great. The commuter for me for the first year was very exhausting. I will tell you that. Very, very exhausting. The next question is what our schedules were like. Since I briefly already talked about that, I'll just go into more depth. Freshman year, Stonehill made the schedule for us, but when they made my schedule, it still said in the system that I was going to be a resident student. So my schedule was made for me based on me living there. So when I changed to a commuter, because they never updated the system in time for when they published the schedules, my schedule was meant as a resident Felicia, not a commuting Felicia. Going nice in there. She's already getting a head start. I still haven't even put on my eye primer yet. Oh, so the eye primer we've been using is my Marc Jacobs Undercover eye primer. That's what my schedule was like for classes and stuff. I took Bio 101, Calc 1, Gen Chem 1, and my college has the Cornerstone program. So there's like the Gen Ed classes that you're supposed to take too. So I took history and philosophy this year. And then I had my first year experience class, which was like, hey, welcome to college. Are you stressed? And then I took chapel choir as a 1 credit class, just as a fun class, because I hated having to take such condensed classes the rest of the time. And then I volunteered at an assisted living facility. That's what my schedule was like. You want to talk about what your schedule is like?
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I had my math class at 8 a.m. and my English class at, I think, at 11. 11 to 11:50. Those were great classes. They were super easy. My math teacher actually got fired, not even halfway through the semester, like towards the end. So it was fired because I don't know why. She did not teach the class. She was ass at teaching. My English teacher was the bomb, dude. Oh my god. She's so funny. I'm having her next semester because I chose her as my English teacher for next semester.
Oh yeah, we get to do that.
Yeah.
Second semester as a freshman, you get a choice on like your classes
What
and
you
stuff like
wanna
that. But because at Stonehill at least, it goes seniors get first pick, then juniors and sophomores, then freshmen. We kind of get like whatever's remaining type of thing. I don't know if Dean does that, but at Stonehill
Dean,
it does.
it's first pick. English teacher was bomb. We did like nothing in her class. She would let us leave early. We'd be there for
We did
10
nothing.
minutes, then we would leave. Then Mondays and Wednesdays, I would have my basic performance class, which was basically my acting class. She's very like hardo, like she knows what she wants. But I did really well in her class, and she really liked my monologue, which was. It was a really fun class. Broke me out of my shell. Like I'm a lot more confident now in my acting abilities from that class. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I had my tech class where we learned about sets, how to build them, what wood to use, what screws to use, stuff like that. Then we'd have our tech lab where we would build a set for the shows that were going on. I would have my dance class Tuesday and Thursday night, which was a lot of fun. It was kind of a hassle to go to though. Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. At 8 o'clock, I would have my intro to theater class where we would learn about like the history of theater, what it means to be an actor, an audience member, Greek theater, Elizabethan theater, if that's how you pronounce it.
The next question is money on books. Books are expensive. I don't know which one I would recommend, buy versus rent, because I've seen a lot of people from my college at least be able to sell them to other kids. Like my parents gave me advice saying like, oh, buy books for your majors. So I bought my Calc 1 book because I knew I would need it for Calc 1 and 2, and I bought my biology textbook. My chemistry textbook I did buy, but it was online, so it was like you purchased it per semester, kind of like if you ever used Cengage WebAssign. It's kind of like that, like it's only per semester unless like you purchase it for like a full year, so it's not like you bought it, but like you don't keep it. It does stink though because I do have to take Gen Chem 2, but the way Stonehill does it in their bio department is you take Gen Chem 1, then you take Orgo 1, then you go back to take Gen Chem 2, and then you take Orgo 2. So it's not like you take Gen Chem 1 and then Gen Chem 2 back to back like you do Bio and Calc, whereas chemistry is kind of like its own special group of friends or something like that. I rented all of my Cornerstone textbooks, so for my philosophy class and for my history class, I rented the textbook, but I bought my biology textbook, I bought my calculus textbook, and I bought per semester my chemistry textbook.
Pretty much did the same thing that Felicia did with her book situation. However, I only bought one book. No, I bought two. One of them was used, but it was in really good condition, and it was like $30 out of like the hundreds of dollars that it already was. I bought a tech book that was like $32 that we didn't even need for the class in the end, which was kind of unfortunate. Yeah, those were the only books that I needed. I recommend renting them or buying them used if you can find it in good condition.
Yeah, shop around. I got one book off of eBay. I got my biology textbook off of eBay. My calculus textbook, unfortunately, I did have to buy through the bookstore because of the access code was only offered through the bookstore because it was part of WebAssign. So yeah, my calculus textbook alone with the WebAssign code was $164. Also, keep your receipts, keep your forms, keep your receipts so you know how much money you spent towards the book, because if you do plan on selling it back, you can either sell it back at the same price or bargain it. On my school website, a breakdown of like how much students paid averaged for everything. So on the website it said like, oh, kids averagely spent like $900 on textbooks for the year. So what I did is over the summer I saved up exactly $900 to put towards textbooks, and that would be for the entire year. What's nice about my school is that they do have books that you use for consecutive semesters, so that way I don't have to pay a lot more money. So I just added everything up. Approximately, I spent $321.78. The 300 and something dollars I just mentioned is everything except for my chemistry textbook, biology textbook. So yeah, I spent a lot of money on textbooks this year, but I also shopped around before settling. I also, because I did price match program that bookstores offer, I was able to get a $77 gift card. So the total of that includes a $77 gift card that I can spend towards my books for maybe next semester or something. How difficult were classes? Like, were they easy? Were they hard? I think that's depending on your major and your interests. I think that has to do a lot with it.
My theater classes were relatively easy this semester. My math class was really difficult because the teacher didn't freaking teach the class, so we didn't know what we were doing half the time, and finals were really stressful. I did not do well on those finals, but my overall grade for the class was really good, so I passed the class.
I'm a science major, so it was very difficult, not gonna lie. I did struggle a lot, especially since I ended up getting placed into Calc 1, but I had never taken pre-calc before. It was one of my hardest classes, and out of all of my hardest classes, I got the best grade in that class. But I also utilized like study groups and teachers' office hours. I highly recommend go to your office hours. So teachers want to see you. They want to see that you're trying. I don't know how many times I had to have someone say that to me before I finally did it. It took me forever to finally go to my professor's office hours, but now my professor and I have a really good open relationship. Very difficult for me because I am a science major. What classes you're taking and what your interests
and
are.
your teachers too.
Yeah, your teachers do play a massive factor. You need to like your teachers to be more engaged in learning, is what are classes like. So personally for me, class sizes were kept relatively small. The most a class can have 25 kids, but then as the semester goes on, like kids drop out.
Acting classes, you kind of just have to get up, you warm up, you do stuff. It's a fun, grand old time. That's basically how my classes are.
Next question, friend group. I think I briefly talked about this. I have a good group of friends. Like there's been some tea. We don't go to parties. I don't think we've even been to a party, but I do have a really good friend group. I don't want to say it like in a mean way, but I think I have like a basic friend group. Nothing too crazy. All good kids, at least most of us.
Tea.
But yeah, we kind of just chill out, hang out. We all started playing The Sims together. I don't know how this all started, but it did. If my friend group is watching this right now, I had The Sims before all of y'all, so shush. It's getting serious, guys. Like, it's insane. Obviously, we have our differences and there's been some tea, but overall, I'd say they're pretty good.
My friend group, my turn. I have like a main group of like girlfriends. I used to hang out with my girlfriends a lot more than other people, but these days like we kind of just grew apart in a sense that like we don't hang out together as much anymore. You know, we all still love each other. We're making shit work, you know. We've had some tea that people are over it by now. I'm over it for the most part.
Moving on.
We're moving on with our lives.
So the next question, next semester goals. I hope it's better. I hope I sleep more, which is probably not going to happen. To have more of a social life. I hope to hang out with my friends more. I hope to communicate with like Olivia and my friend Destiny and obviously my boyfriend and stuff like that a lot more. I hope to pass.
My goals for next semester, I plan on going to the gym. I want to pass in all my homework. I just want to do like well like I did last semester. What else? I want to do well on the show. I've gotten to sleep better because I have not been sleeping well since I've been there.
Next one is our future plan. My future plan is obviously to finish undergrad school. I still don't know if I'm going to do pre-med or pre-vet or what I'm doing since I'm paying so much money, obviously. I do want to double major and have a minor in biology and psychology with a minor in theater arts. And then obviously I want to finish undergrad. I want to maybe go to med school. We'll see how 4 years from now go. I do plan on getting married, settling down at some point, have a stable career to provide for my family, and I have lots of pets.
Eventually I need to pick a minor, graduate, work at some local theater somewhere to start, but I will be doing an internship my junior year, get an apartment somewhere.
For eyeshadow, since I'm finally doing it, I've used Natural Love, Cardiest Pro, I've Modern Renaissance, and now I'm using Norvina. Just to wrap this up, make a good group of friends that, you know, you can relate to and you can socialize with and feel comfortable around. Make life work for you. Don't have you work for life. Don't settle for less. Also, do as much as you can while you're in college because you're paying so much money, might as well. Do you have any advice to give to our viewers out there?
A few things I learned throughout the first semester that my teachers have told me. Do not fall in love first semester. Don't date anyone. Don't do anything like that. That's dumb. So I'm giving you that advice. Second thing, do things in moderation. Moderation is key. Don't do everything at once. I learned that in my tech class, and it is honestly the most important lesson you will ever learn in your life. You're welcome.
What are you doing?
Eat a Beppis. Oh my god, I have something in my teeth. I had a poppy seed in my teeth the whole time.
Oh my god.
We did it. We're done.
Yep, took me a while, but I got there. My lip is a Bare Minerals color. I think it's called Scandal. My mascara that I used is the Better Than Sex mascara, obviously.
My eyeshadow that I used 2 Anastasia palettes, Soft Glam and Norvina. Lip, I used a Kat Von D. Mascara, I used Milk Kush mascara.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got to know a little bit about my college of Stonehill and Olivia's College of Dean. Getting a point of view of both like dorm residents, commuter students, gave you guys a perspective of like college. Obviously, I will be coming out with more college videos as time goes on, but I wanted to give you guys a recap of all of that.
So stay tuned for that.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, bell notification, all of that jazz, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.